Hello boys and girls, how you all doing? Welcome back to your monthly video of the final word. It's Liam and we're back again. Burnley currently stands at third place in the championship with 10 games left to go. We are now reaching the do or die time part of the season. Burnley with, 23 or 24 undefeated now. I'm losing track here, but with 2 losses all season, despite what has been at times frustrating with the amount of 0-0 draws, 11 if you haven't kept on top of them. It doesn't really matter, because when it comes to it, at this stage of the season, we are here and right amongst it. And in terms of the odds and probabilities, you would probably give us to be the most likely team to stick on track and to get it over the line in the end. Now, Burnley, of course, we've won 3 games in a row, if you mean the league games. The FA Cup game against Preston, I'll be honest, I was very frustrated because it felt like a very promising opportunity, one that doesn't come that often. 5th round tie against a team in the same division as you in the championship. Also got a bit of that derby, spice to it as well, that Lancashire rivalry. For me, it felt like a big opportunity missed because, even if he had a few players arrested, we should still have had enough to get the victory in that game. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be, and it's one of those games that we'll always look back on as well. It doesn't really matter because at least we went on to get promoted that year anyway. And what really mattered was that Cardiff game. A game away from home against Cardiff, which isn't particularly awful at home, and you never know, they can always be tricky for some sides. It wasn't the best game in the world, especially in the second half, but we got it over the line in the end. And of course, Luton at home. Luton have been really, really poor this year. I mean, they've been diabolical for everyone involved. Everyone felt like it should be a win, but please make it a good win. And it was a good win, despite, of course, the calamity that Luton inflicted on themselves and what they may say is a few, unfortunate, referee calls. The ref getting away with a second goal. I don't think they can have any complaints to the red card, the 2 yellows. I think they can have no complaints on that. First goal, they put it into the back of their own net, and third goal, they think us off the pitch, but I guess we'll never know in this day and age. So, hey, look, who cares? We won 4-0. Now what comes next? Well, we're going to be spending a lot of time, and I kind of like it. I hate it when you're involved, but you still kind of like it as long as it goes in your favour, where you're keeping a real fine eye on the teams around you. For the next 3 games, I feel like this is going to be huge because Leeds, they're a bit of a wobble right now, but Leeds are still Leeds and they can still probably get 3 wins in a row, just like what we have and just like what Sheffield United can do as well. And this weekend will be a big one, especially for them, because Sheffield United, they've got the derby, the Steel City derby against Sheffield Wednesday, away from home this weekend. That's huge. Now, in terms of games in the midweek, it kind of should be an easy one. Like, realistically, we of course are playing at home, but we have got probably the toughest one out of all the 3 teams involved. We've got West Bromwich Albion, who won't be an easy team. They may potentially have Furlong out because he's been suspended from a red card, but maybe that'd be appealed, but maybe I don't think it'd be in time. So that's a big miss for them. West Brom are a very weird team. For many Leeds fans that I've spoken to, they were really impressed by how West Brom set up, and they seemed like they really should have gone on to win the game. So in terms of the running, other than Sheffield United, this should be the second hardest team that we are supposed to come up against. And in this midweek games, when Sheffield United have Bristol City at home and Leeds have Millwall, we need to win this game, especially as in the eyes of, let's say, a Leeds fan or the Leeds players. On Wednesday, by the time they play, they could be third. If we win, and so does Sheffield United, they're third now on the table. When they were only after that Sheffield United game, thinking that I think they were 7 points ahead, they really should have gone on to run away with the league. But Leeds are Leeds, and they will still find ways to make life hard for themselves. So, look, the West Brom game is huge. We've got a lot of confidence. Scoring 4 goals, no matter what circumstance, is very important. And that is actually now back-to-back 4-0 wins at home for a side that we've always spoke about is really, really frustrating at times and quite lacking of ideas. The introduction of Marcus Edwards to this team has been fantastic. The way that he can, take past a man, drop a shoulder, is you can see the quality that just flows through him. Like, he should not be at this level, and he's the creative spark that we've been screaming out for the entire year. Now, In terms of the lineup for the game against Luton, I like the fact that he's insistent on Lyle Foster. Now, look, people have got their opinions about Lyle. I really do like Lyle Foster. Like, I get it. He's very frustrating. And really, for a player that is at this level, should be scoring more goals. He should be doing better. He just hasn't been. And that's unfortunate. I still think he deserved more of a chance. And he's got that. And I'm so happy that he got that goal at the weekend. It's so important for him. In terms of the lineups, they should really be not a single change. The midfield three we always knew was the best one. Josh Cullen as a kind of number 6, or Josh Cullen to kind of progress about the pitch, and as Josh Brownhill as that number 10 in a more advanced position. Brownhill, as we all know, is best as a number 10. His best trait is the know-how, the know where to be at the right place at the right time. He's not a real like attacking player in terms of the fact that he's gonna score from range too often or drop a shoulder and dribble past players for fun. He's not even really got like a real masterful pass by any means. He's just a player that knows where to be at the right time at every time. And that is something that is so important. And he's got the work rate and the intelligence to drag players out of position to open up space for other players. That's what Josh Brownhill's role is. Because even though on paper you may think, well, he's not the best dribbler, he's not the best passer, he's not got the most pace, then what's his best trait? It's everything else outside of that, which he's a master of, really. So lineup should be the exact same. We hope it should be the same with Foster, Anthony and Edwards, and of course the midfield's the same. Perez, I feel like, is there a chance that we may see maybe Humphreys is still out, so yeah, it should still be. But you know what, I want to say this, of course Ashley Barnes got the goal, just buzzing for him. It was nice to see Nathan Redmond. We've not really seen of this guy for like ever. I think he played like 10 minutes in the entire Premier League season. It was really nice to see him. And you know what? One thing as well, while I'm on about players that I've not seen for a while, I was hoping that by time in March, we would be seeing a bit more of Ramsey. I hoped that we'll see a bit more of him, Aaron Ramsey. And, it's March and he's still not even on the bench. So I don't know when we may see him. I thought he could maybe play a factor this year. But I'm hoping that maybe we could get that opportunity soon. So look, West Brom at home, Swansea away. This is a big week. Those are two games that you can definitely see us getting a draw against. And in terms of the running, if you look at our running compared to the other two teams, I'm going to kind of take Sunderland out of this just to make it easier. For me, in my opinion, I think Sunderland are a good team. They've got some good young players, exciting players, but I think with a young team, you're always going to get inconsistency. And I think that's what they are. Hence why they lost the Hull at home and they seem to lose games and drop points when they really should have never have done, right? But that's what you get with a young team that is not always there on it every single game. And they are also missing some players. Lafie's now gone, and I think also is Ballard. So they got some big injuries. So I'm not going to look too much at Sunderland here. We got probably the toughest running. We got Derby County away that still is going to be fighting for their lives. Coventry City away that we all know how well they're doing. Still got Watford away that Watford still are a top team. Norwich at home. Norwich can still do something. Like Watford and Norwich aren't a team that they were, but he's still got some potential there to cause an upset or to at least get a goal. And then of course Sheffield United at home. And then QPR away can even be a weird one because I know that Leeds fans, they always hate playing against them. So realistically, when you look at our last 10 games, we've got really only 2 or 3 that you say sure thing wins. Like maybe Bristol City at home, maybe. But yet again, they're pretty high up there in the table. They're 7th. They're just outside the playoffs. They'll be fighting for their lives too. So really, maybe Millwall at home last game of the year, maybe our best chance for a comfortable victory maybe. Look, it's not going to be easy to go up. And we all know that there'll be more twists and turns ahead. Right now, we're in a great position. And I'm happy that we've got back-to-back 4-0 wins at home. To kind of make that kind of home... The home games did feel a bit boring. Like it always kind of felt like another 0-0 was around the corner the next game. They had so many 0-0 draws at home. So it's happy that we got 2 back-to-back 4-0 wins. So look... realistically, we should beat West Brom. I feel like West Brom, they're a very inconsistent team that shows up when they kind of feel like it. They have got a good win against QPR at home. They've got a good point away at Leeds, and they're in a bit of form, but it really isn't that hard to get, on a wrong day. Plymouth beat them not too long ago. Even Blackburn beat them at the Hawthorns not too long ago either. They're a very inconsistent team. I expect us to beat them. And I think that'd be somewhat of a big statement if we do, because realistically, Sheffield United and Leeds will get the job done. Then we got the Steel City Derby this weekend for Sheffield United. That's a big, big game. And I can see them easily drop points in that game. Easily. Because they're a good side, Sheffield Wednesday. Even though we beat them 4-0, realistically, if we all watched the game, they should have, at least scored 1 or 2 in that first half. And then Leeds, who they're going to be overreacting like mad, like they always do, about the Portsmouth game and West Brom. And now they got Millwall home, who Millwall beat them 2-0 in the Cup just recently, and in QPR away that they've got really bad memories of. I mean, that's not a sure thing either, right? So look, the final word is pretty much this. We should go up. We should go up with the team that we have, with a consistency, with our defence. What's that one goal that we've conceded now in the league for what? 15 games now it feels like? 15 games, 1 goal. It's ridiculous. So, West Brom tomorrow, get behind the lads. We beat West Brom. We're going to put the pressure right up on Leeds. And for this weekend, for Sheffield United, right up on them as well. Because then we got Swansea away. They're a weird team as well. But we got to have faith in the boys. If we go through this run with just winning a draw, I wouldn't be too upset. If we beat West Brom and then maybe get a draw away at Swansea, that's kind of the way I can see it going. But 4 points, absolutely minimum in the next 2 games. And let's hope that at least Leeds and Sheffield United in their games also drop some points as well, at least once. So that's the final word. Upper Clarets. See ya.